If she gets to pick her judges, nothing you can do, folks. Although the Second Amendment people, maybe there is, I don't know.
The Donald Trump campaign and the candidate himself encouraging physical violence by his supporters, telling people to punch people in the face. We've put date stamps on these comments from him. These are all comments from him from the podium at his public events. If you want to see the crescendo here, if you want to see the deliberate act that created what happened tonight in Chicago, well, watch where it came from. Watch. This is chronological.
If you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously. Okay? Just knock the hell. I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees. I promise. I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. That's true. I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
In the good old days, they'd rip him out of that seat so fast. But today, everybody's politically correct. Our country's going to hell with being politically correct. Going to hell.
All right, get him out of here, please. Get him out. Get him out. Are you from Mexico? Are you from Mexico? Huh? Are you from Mexico? Get out of here. Get out. Out! Oh, this is amazing.
Once again, the news cycle has been activated by unelected U.S. traitor Donald Trump. If this MAGA, maggot bomber, had left indication of being a Muslim, Trump would be calling it the worst terrorist attack in history. But since it's a white nationalist, MAGA hat-wearing American idiot, Trump blames the media that is meticulously covering the thousands of outright lies it continues to spew daily, hourly.
All right, yeah, get him out. Try not to hurt him. If you do, I'll defend you in court. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Unelected U.S. traitor Trump has attacked Robert De Niro, Maxine Waters, Hillary Clinton, George Soros, Bill Clinton, John Brennan, Joe Biden, CNN, the Obamas, and Eric Holder. He's done it continuously. And the lowlife degenerate has incited violence many, many times before. That is Trump's nature. Trump needs to be quiet while FBI Special Counsel Bob Mueller works to complete his investigation of Trump's treason against our secular nation. Trump needs to stop attacking the news. Trump is just angry because they are reporting on so many of his lies so accurately. He's so angry. Trump is an idiot. He's a liar. He's a racist. He's a sexist. He's a failure. He's a traitor. He's a self-admitted serial rapist and sexual assaulter. That is Trump's nature. That is why he isn't, hasn't been, and will never be the President of the United States. He is a fake president. The news is all real. The thing that's fake is Trump. And how can you tell that? By the way he speaks and conducts himself publicly, especially after such tragic events as a mass serial attack like this on our nation and our fellow citizens, some of whom were just regular civilians, some of whom are in politics currently, and some had been elected to politics, to positions in the past, and have left. It's astonishing that this petty, insecure, bloated, pus-filled bag of shit Trump cannot in any way ever empathize or sympathize with any American, let alone the recent victims of this terrorist attack.
We don't want to be too politically correct anymore, right, folks?
Trump made a synthetic, superficial teleprompter speech written by some dope, but still couldn't manage to stick to the simple script. Instead, it deviated, attempting to blame the news for their very accurate reporting of Trump's constant lies. Two of our twice duly elected presidents were targeted by the MAGA bomber. And what did Trump do? Immediately blame the real news for reporting the facts.
In the good old days, this doesn't happen because they used to treat them very, very rough. And when they protested once, you know, they would not do it again so easily.
Within Trump's idiotic teleprompter speech, he attempted in vain to suggest that he might be able to remain civil, at least for several minutes, during his Klan rally the other night. But he couldn't. Again, had to revert to the primitive, stone-throwing imbecile that piece of shit is. He actually said, hopefully we can keep it that way, referring to his own inability to remain civil while discussing anything, as everyone has been witness to throughout this catastrophe. Trump has no ability whatsoever to grasp reality, and it has no compassion, decency, integrity, or sensitivity. It takes no responsibility for its own words and actions. Just look at the kind of behavior the scumbag has been doing throughout its public life, let alone while it's been trying to advance itself in politics. It's all despicable. It always blames others for its long history of epic failures. That is Trump's nature. Why do you think it won't show its taxes? If the media was to blame for this hostile environment that Trump has created with his despicable rhetoric, per Trump's stupid and defensive tweet, all these devices would have been sent to the media and to only news organizations. Instead, all of these devices were sent to people Trump has publicly attacked repeatedly. They are the victims of his MAGA terrorist and this terrorism that Trump is creating, spreading, and stoking. Trump always blames the victim. Trump blames the victim in Brett Krapanov's thing. She's the victim, and that's the one that Trump is blaming. Not the rapist, he blames the victim. This is common for him. Trump wants to blame the media for its own formation of an angry mob. Yet Trump continues to attack the news for revealing his thousands and thousands of ongoing lies. Trump is the biggest liar that's ever existed. It never tells the truth, ever. That you can rest assured is fact.
Our country has to toughen up, folks. We have to toughen up. No politician in history, and I say this with great surety, has been treated worse or more unfairly.
Trump caused this terrorist scumbag maggot to attack Americans. Trump, a U.S. traitor who was not elected, needs to shut the fuck up and sit down. Every time Trump speaks, it weakens our nation. Our citizens were just targeted by a MAGA kook, and Trump has done more to incite more violence than anything truly constructive. He hasn't done a thing to be productive, not a thing to be constructive, not one. All he's done is turn about and attack the media for once again reporting and exposing his lies. That's pretty much what their job has been since this disgusting piece of shit started squatting in what is now the white trash house. Trump wasn't elected, and all he does is continue to lie to the public repeatedly about every single thing. walking around making calls on his unsecured cell phone and getting the nation weaker with every single word that he says on an open, unsecured line that the Russians and China are listening to. Probably just laughing their asses off at the insane gibberish that fucking moron shits out of its mouth every second. It's ludicrous to think that Drumpf could ever present or voice a clear thought. He's a moron. He is an unstable, ignorant moron. Drumpf should have already been, long ago, arrested and imprisoned for inciting violence and sexual assault. Have you seen this story? Yeah. So he's even referenced in this despicable act that he helped instigate. It is the biggest shame in the world to have such a despicable, disgraceful, disgusting, disrespectful, deplorable U.S. traitor and unelected piece of shit like Drumpf trying to represent this once great nation. And it'll be great again once we get rid of this piece of shit Drumpf and its GOP cult of idiots, especially its maggots, like this bomber, who is a total, utter piece of shit and a terrorist. Drumpf, go back up your immigrant mother's ass where you were shot from, you traitor. Russia wants you far more than America. Just go there. We'll both be better off.